Hello and welcome to another honing video. Today I'm going to be using the Ardennes sharpening kit, which consists of a Belgian Blue and a Pyrenees stone, combo stone, followed by a Belgian Yellow. In this case I'm going to be using a Veinette stone that I purchased from Easy Hone as my final finisher. The razor for today is a Carl Friedrich ERN French point. This is very close to 6/8, somewhere between 5/8 and 6/8. It has sharpness issues, as you can see. So I'll be going through the progression. The Pyrenees is considered coarse. The Belgian Blue is considered medium, and then the Veinette or just standard cuticle yellow is, I think, what they deliver in the kit. That is our fine stone. So let's go through that sequence and see what happens. On the Pyrenees and on the Belgian Blue, I'm going to use the back of this, which normally it's a Belgian Blue, but it looks to be something very close to this Pyrenees. So I'm going to raise in this process. Dilucot is not the thing. I'm just raising a slurry to have a little bit of surface prep and to have some slurry that will soften the edge as I develop it on this stone. So a little bit of slurry, but I'm not too worried about how much. My thinking with this progression is that this is somebody who's interested in coticles but not familiar or interested in the Dilucot method. This is something that they could do pretty easily. So you don't necessarily care how much slurry you're raising here, because you're not going to dilute. All we're doing, this is coarse stone, so we want to do the major work of going from dull to mostly sharp on this stone. And I'm already getting good slurry flow over the edge. The length of this stone makes it very easy to do a half stroke that ends in an X stroke, which is a very nice way to accomplish both sharpening of the edge, reduction of the entire edge, and then cleaning of the edge in one stroke. Let's see where we are. The goal is to go from dull to mostly sharp. So I'm done. If I can break the packing peanut without too much sound, which is what you're seeing me do here. So we're going to call that a success, and we're going to move to the Belgian Blue side of this. Again, using maybe this is too coarse a slurry. We'll see. I need improvement, obviously. improvement in sharpness, I should say. As usual, I have no. I'm doing this without any preparation, so what I'm saying is literally being made up in real time by me, while I'm also trying to do some sort of a nice job on this razor. So what you should do is, if I raise a lot of questions in your mind as I do this, ask those questions in the comments. I'll try to answer them. Let's flip this edge. Really not liking the sound of the razor going over the corner. I did round this corner. It feels smooth to the touch. We have, in terms of the edge is looking good. The flow of, I'm not using a lot of pressure, so the flow of slurry that you're seeing come over the edge that's happening effortlessly. So let's see if we have really not liking the feel of this particular stone. I think I could solve this by dressing the stone. This stone was lent to me by Eric Cajun Blade. I asked him to try this so that I could see if it would be a process that I could recommend, as I said, to those interested in starting with coticles, buying this kit from Ardennes Coticles, and not having to worry too much about slurry management. So let's see where we are. See if this has improved. Hopefully it has. Yes. Yes, I'd say it's improved. Let's do a few more. Let's do a little more. Let's see if I can get a little bit more out of this stone before we move on to the Veinette. This Veinette is not, I have not used it before. I purchased it from Easy Hone. I think I said that, but I have yet to use it. Okay, we have a very nice watery slurry there. Which is not working well all of a sudden. You can see that the slurry has run off the side. but I definitely have improvement. So that's very counterintuitive. Slurry did not look right, but the edge is improved along the entire, sharpness has improved along the entire edge. I'm using much less pressure. It's making much less sound than it did coming off the Pyrenees. So let's move on to this Veinette. Again, I have not used this before. This is the stone that came with my La Petite Blanche. So, and I'm definitely using the yellow side. So now I'm definitely working a fine slurry. But once again, I'm not concentrating on a dilution. I'll probably do a heavier slurry followed by a thinner slurry. But I'm letting the combination of stone and slurry do the work at each stage in this progression. Again, this is not how I would do this. I prefer to do the one stone hone myself. Wasn't super thrilled with the feel of the Belgian Blue. I'm loving the feel of this Veinette. Very silky smooth, cutting well. Now I'm getting the kind of slurry. I mean, this is thick, but you can see it's not leaving anything behind. And so that's a very good sign. I don't have to use, at this stage, I'm using, again, just enough edge bias so that I can feel what's happening at the apex. And I'm definitely feeling that apex become more pronounced. So I know that I'm having a thinner and thinner area of steel against this stone. Let's thin this up. I mean, if it were me, I would just work with slurry on this stone, mainly because that's what I'm more accustomed to doing with coticles, and I like the feel of the stone better than either the Pyrenees or the Belgian Blue. But that also requires a little bit of experience with slurry management. Feeling really good. Let's do an interim check. Dry off the old razor. Find a fresh area on the peanut. Oh, yeah, that's very good. That's very, very good. Yeah, so we're absolutely in. The toe could use a tiny bit of work. As any of you know who have watched me before, I'm quite particular about You know, these tiny things. I strongly suspect that from a shaving perspective, it doesn't matter, but it's just my nature. I want to prepare the whole length of the edge in the best to the best level that I can. It's just my way. And the downside for you is, now look at that, that's beautiful. The downside for you is that it takes me forever. It makes these videos last forever while you watch me fiddle. I am literally now the edge is to the point where I'm using. It does not take much edge bias for me to feel that edge, that apex on the stone. All right, let's do another test. That really is very, very good. I'd say that so why do I say that's very good? It's going in silently with no pressure. For anybody who has not seen any of my videos, the reason I'm not pushing the razor into the packing peanut very far is I only care about the first 1/2 millimeter. That's the part that cuts hair. The rest of it doesn't matter. And so I focus very much on the feel of that first 1/2 millimeter as it goes into the packing peanut. And this feels pretty astounding. So I'm going to do some microscope work, do a little cleanup, and I will be right back. All right, I did 40 laps on the linen, fire hose linen. I did 80 laps on this steer hide leather strop, bench strop. Let's do a final test, see if anything improved, which it did. We are absolutely in push into the cloud territory. What that means is that it takes no effort to move the edge into the packing peanut, and it's soundless, and it feels as if I'm pushing into almost nothing. So the edge is exactly where we want it from a sharpness standpoint using the packing peanut testing method. I showed you a photo of what this edge looked like directly off of the stone, off of the Veinette. And so now I'll show you a little movie of the center section after stropping. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm sure I missed some things since I did this off the cuff. So feel free to comment and also to ask questions. Thanks very much for staying with me.